Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to meet you all through this daily devotion. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The topic for today's devotion is Enlarge Your Tent. The scripture picked is from Isaiah chapter 54 verse 2. Enlarge the place of your tent. Stretch your tent curtains wide. Do not hold back. Lengthen your cords. Strengthen your stakes. This is a common promise verse, isn't it? Recently I got this promise verse and then I started meditating through this verse, and I want to share this with you all, what I learned from this verse. So if you see the first, actually in Isaiah 54, the first verse starts like this: Sing, O barren woman. So the context of this chapter is that it is sung to a barren woman. In those days, barren women were seen as a disgrace, so it is associated with shame. And if you see a tent of a barren woman, obviously it is going to be smaller because she wouldn't expect much guests in her place. But God says, sing, you rejoice, you barren women, because you're going to enlarge. Because God is going to add people into your tent. So the second, so if you see the tent as such, it has curtains, and it has cords, and it has stakes which are placed around the tent to increase the stability of the tent. The first part of this verse starts with saying, enlarge the place of your tent. Enlargement is an encouragement to think big, dream bigger, and get a bigger perspective. So enlarging your capacity for God. So if you see that spiritually, there are two things God expects us to do. One is, why He has created us is, one is to have an intimate relationship with Him. So you can think in terms of how we can increase or enlarge the place that we give for God in our life, daily, in our routine, daily, day-to-day life. Secondly, you can think how you can be an influence to others. So God has created us to make Himself known through us to others. So you are expected to expand your area of influence. So God needs expandable tents, means God uses elastic vessels who are able to change and grow with what God is doing. We can expand our influence by showing concern for others. It can be as simple as, now during festive season, we can always carry a piece of cake or two cookies in a plate and give it to our neighbor and smile and wish them a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That is a way of expanding your tent, isn't it? Another thing is that you can just send a message or call a dear friend, and then there might be people who have lost a dear one this year, so we can just call them or message them and say that I prayed for you, are you okay? A way that you can increase your territory, increase your concern for others, how you can enlarge your influence. So that is about enlarging the place of your tent. Secondly, stretch your tent curtains wide. So stretching obviously involves pain, means it is getting past our current limits. So I think it's time for us to take a look at the amount of spiritual commitment that we have. It could be the time that we spend with God, the time that we spend with showing God to our family, showing God through our lives in our workplace. So we can do that. Next one is, do not hold back. So holding back means it involves overcoming fear. So there are times when we need to do things that make us afraid and break the hold it has over us. So sometimes we might be shy, or we might be more concerned. So it's time to break that fear and come out and enlarge, and then do not hold back anything. Next one is lengthen your cords. So lengthen is to go further in output and effort, going the extra mile. So when you'll have to enlarge your area of influence in and around your life. You'll have to lengthen. You'll have to go the extra mile for somebody. It's difficult, definitely, but we need to do that. Last one is strengthen your stakes. Strengthen involves development of character, which enables us to deal with the things that come. If we are not strong on the inside, we will be moved from our path when trials come. Let's say if this tent doesn't have a proper stake around it, then when wind blows, it will be moved away from this place. So it is important that we strengthen our stakes. So in this verse, we learn about how we can enlarge our place of tent, enlarge our area of concern in this time of social distancing and being away from each other. And then we tend to grow apart from each other, be it friends and family. So it is important that we try to increase our area of concern and bring more people. Enlarge your tent so that more people can come into your tent. Have a blessed new year. See you all. Bye.